circles, rims on my coupe. They really spinning circles, yes circles, I swear. I can put one in a circle. Diameter, circumference, and radius make up my circle.
Hey guys, it's Miss Kearney here. Welcome to the Kearney Math Show. Thank you all for tuning in today. On today's episode, we are going to be featuring how to find the area of really kind of crazy looking shapes. They're called area of, you can call them complex or composite or inscribed figures. So basically, we're going to talk about how to find the area if we kind of put two shapes together. So take a moment and go ahead and write at the top of your mini lesson. This is entry number 5. Entry number 5. All right, and our learning goal today is by the end of today, I want you to be able to find the area or explain to someone else how to find the area of these really complex figures. So in order to find the area of these complex figures, you're going to go through 3 steps, 3 very basic steps. Because when I look at these shapes, they look kind of scary. They're weird. There's some of them that I don't even know what they're called. So I'm going to show you a way to just go through them, and there's 3 basic steps that make it seem so much easier. So the very first step that I want you to do is I want you to list the shapes that you see. So when you look at one of these weird shapes, you're going to list all the shapes that you see. And their formula. Okay? So you're going to list the shapes that you see and write down the formula of how to find the area of each of them. Step 2, you're going to find the area of each shape. So far we've listed the shapes that we see and the formulas. Step 2 is to find the area of each of those shapes. And then step 3 is you're going to either add or subtract to find the area of the shaded region. You're going to either add or subtract to find area of shaded region. Okay, so, and I'll explain what I mean by add or subtract. Each problem's different, so sometimes you might need to add, sometimes you might need to subtract. So let's look at the first one. The first one's very basic. Okay, so I'm going to go through my 3 steps. The first step is I'm going to list the shapes that I see. So in this figure, I see a big square, and I see a little square. Okay, so step 1, list the shapes and their formula. So the area for a big square is area, so you might need to check your formula sheet, or if you made a foldable, you can always check your foldable. So area is just base times height, and the area of a little square is still just base times height. Okay, so step 1, we're done. We've listed the shapes and their formulas. Step 2, now we're going to find the area of each shape. So the area of the big square, if this side is 8, that means that this side, since it's a square, is also 8. So we're going to plug in base times height, so 8 times 8. So the area of the big square is 64 inches squared. Okay? We're going to do the same thing for the little square. Base times height. So the area, the base of the little square is 4, so that means the height is 4. So 4 times 4, which is 16. So 16 inches squared. So now I've done step 2. I found the area of both shapes. And now step 3, it says to decide whether I'm going to add them or subtract them. So what I want to ask you is, looking at this shape, have you got 2 shapes that have been added onto each other, or have you got 2 shapes and one has been cut out from the other? For example, if I found the area of this entire thing, it would be 64. But is the entire thing shaded? No. What they've done is they've come in and they've cut out this little teeny baby square out of the middle. So now I just have a big square minus the little square in the middle. So do you think I'm going to add or subtract? That's right, I'm going to subtract. So the big square, 64, minus the little square, 16, and I would be left with 48 inches squared for my shaded region. Okay? So you got it. 3 steps. We've listed the shapes and the formulas. Step 2, we found the area of each. And then step 3, we decided since we had a big shape and a small shape cut out, we would subtract to find the area of the shaded region. Okay? So I'm going to do another one. Let's go to the one underneath it. Right here. What do you see? What 2 shapes do you see? So we're going to go through our 3 steps again. So let me erase our checks that we did up here because I'm going to go through them again. So step 1, we're going to list the shapes that you see. So what 2 shapes do you see? Good. I see a rectangle. And I see this little semicircle. So that would actually be a half circle or semicircle, whatever you want to call it. Okay? And we need to list the formula. So the area of a rectangle, we can do base times height or length times width. The formula for area of a half circle, so let me check my notes. Area of a circle, so area starts with an A, so apple, pie, really rocks. So the formula for area of a circle is A equals pi times radius times radius. But I don't have a whole circle. I have a half of a circle. So how would I find the area of half of a circle? That's right, I would divide by 2. Okay, so now I've done step 1. I've listed the shapes and their formulas. Good, step 1, check. Step 2, now I've got to find the area of each. So the area of my rectangle, I'm going to do base times height. So I'm going to do 13 times 9. So if I use my calculator, 13 times 9 is 117 meters squared. Okay, so I've done half of step 2, but I've got to find the area of my half circle. So when you look at this circle, you see that if this were a whole circle, what would my diameter be? 7. That's right. So if I need to find the area, I need to do pi times radius times radius. So if my diameter is 7 and my radius is only half of the diameter, what would my radius be? Good, 3.5. So pi times 3.5 times 3.5. And then, since it's only half of a circle, that's what I'm going to divide by 2. So I can put that in my calculator. So grab your calculator and punch in 3.14 times 3.5 times 3.5. And then we have to divide by 2 because it's half of a circle. And I get approximately 19.23. Okay, so I have now found, I've listed my shapes and their formulas. I found the area of each, check, and my last step is I want to decide am I going to add them or subtract them. So think about it. What do you have here? You have a rectangle where a half of the circle has been cut out. So what operation would cut out that half circle? That's right, you would subtract. So we would say our rectangle 117 minus our half circle, which is 19.23. And I would get, if I put that in my calculator and subtract, I would get 97.77 meters squared. Okay? So just to recap, I listed my shapes and their formulas. I found the area of each, and then I decided whether I was going to add or subtract. Okay? Now the next one, I'm not going to actually do, but I just want you to look at the next one. What do you think your third step is going to be? Do you think you're going to add those or subtract those? Are they being cut out or added on to each other? That's right, they're being added on. So I would actually end up adding those. Okay? What I'd like you to do is now I want you to flip to the back because I want to do one of my favorite ones with you. I want to do this last one. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this, my friends, I call it to call a, drum roll please, a squircle. You're saying, Miss Kearney, a squircle? Well, a squircle is basically a square with a circle cut out of it, hence the name squircle. So let's do our 3 steps. Our first step is to list the shapes that you see. So I see a square, and then I see a circle that has been cut out, okay? So step one, list the shapes and their formulas. So my formulas for area of a square would be base times height. Formula for area of a circle, so look back at your notes if you can't remember. It is pi times radius times radius. Pi times radius times radius. And now I'm just going to plug in. So square, so I've done step one, list the shapes and their formula. Step two, I'm going to find the area of each. So a square base times height would be 18 times 18, which is 324 inches squared. Okay. Area of my circle would be pi times radius times radius. So I know that from the bottom to one side is 18. That means, since this is a square, across, that would mean that that is also 18. So my diameter is 18. So what would my radius be? Good, 9. So I'm going to do pi times 9 times 9. So 3.14 times 9 times 9, and I get 254.34 inches squared. Okay, step one, I listed my shapes. Step two, I found the area of them. Step three, I need to decide am I going to add or subtract. So what do you see here? You see a square, and a circle has been cut out of it. So you're going to say the square minus the circle, which will give me a squircle. So I'm going to subtract, and I get 69.66 inches squared. Okay? So just to recap, guys, list the shapes and their formulas. Step two, find the area of each shape. And step three, decide whether you're going to add or subtract. Okay? So until I tell you to rotate, go ahead and try a few practice problems, and then go check the answer key and see if you're getting them. Okay? And if you are confused, go back and watch the video. And you can also come and ask questions when you come to my station. So use each other as resources. Good luck, guys. Peace out, Rainbow Trout. Love you, mean it. XOXO. Bye-bye.